it's going to work this time. Hopefully. How's it going? Welcome. BTC community, XRP community, DLT community, crypto communities, Blue Crew, and all the communities out there, guys. Welcome to another DL Talk, Chill Crypto. We're here to talk about crypto news, hang out with the Blue Crew, hang out with the Green Giants. We love talking about crypto. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. Appreciate, any support to the channel, you guys. Always grateful. So let's jump on into it. We got BTC still hovering around the 27K range. We got XRP. After its nice little run up after the Hinman documents, we got a little bit of movement towards the upside. I mean, still looking pretty bullish post Hinman, that news, right? But we got some amazing news today about Ripple and what's going on with them, about just the overall continuation and snowball effect since that news announcement, and just basically this whole year, like what we've been seeing Ripple do throughout this year, and how it's just like now it's like been 3 days in a row of announcements coming from Ripple. First, the SEC case update, and their plea, SEC's plea being denied by Judge Torres, right? The consequences of what that can be bringing. Looks like this is already won behind closed doors. And once again, since 2021, we already thought this was already won since then, when even the SEC and Ripple case even began. We already knew that this was just a way to get mass adoption for XRP and really just make it a major front runner and chosen asset by these central banks, payment providers, so on and so forth. Let's see if there's anybody in the chat so far. Well, for those watching, thanks for the 3 people watching. Appreciate you all tuning in. Let me know you're alive out there, by the way, Blue Crew and Green Giants. Hope that you guys are doing good. Okay, there we go. We got Mike Kavanaugh in the house. Appreciate it. So it's just been snowballing from there, right? From what we've been seeing. We have the Mataco acquisition that Ripple just had $250 million to just throw and invest and acquire this, this crypto asset custody firm that works with institutions like Citi, BBVA, right? Banks. So all for that. And that's just great news. And then now we hear about Ripple today unleashing their CBDC platform and being involved with a pilot program for the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, for the Hong Kong dollar, if you will, or I don't know what their thing is, but now we're really seeing a push here in terms of the media, the marketing, and what's going on here with Ripple. We've gotten 3 days in a row of significant, big, game-changing type of moves and momentum-building type of news here for Ripple. It looks like they're not at all concerned with how this has been going with the SEC. And, I believe it's all a show, so I think they know that, they have former members of the SEC as part of their advisory board. I think they know what Brad Garlinghouse has said from the beginning. We will win. We will be on the right side of history, right? And the news is going to shock us, right? So we're starting to see now, as we get closer to the end of this, more momentum building for Ripple, and it's going to be a serious ass campaign that we're going to be seeing. A lot of people underestimate how big Ripple really is. They are possibly the biggest company in the crypto digital asset space, and nobody wants to give it its due. Nobody wants to acknowledge it, maybe because they're scared of it and how massive they're becoming, and the type of influence they've had over the market. A lot of people don't underestimate the influence that Ripple has had for being, one of the first to want to be working with institutions, payment providers, and really trying to find real world use case here for digital assets. So we're seeing momentum continuing to build here, you guys. So really good news. We'll jump into that a little bit more as we continue on with this stream. We got Work Until I Moon in the house. What's up, man? RPM in the house. What's up, man? Where you been? Certain things were happening on the channel that kind of scared me and made doing this not fun. But we're getting over that and coming back. I don't want to go into too much detail, but it just kind of made doing this not fun from basic, certain feedback that we were getting. And I know haters are going to hate, but we got some interesting characters that kind of were making this not a fun thing to do for a bit with, pretty massive texts that were saying certain things and, DMs and whatever. So, and the crypto space is weird. You are dealing with, I'm not dealing with anybody's money. I'll never tell you what to do. I'm always wrong. And I'm just here to share a perspective and hang out with the Blue Crew and Green Giants and talk crypto. But a lot of people misunderstand that and take it in another direction and in a frightening direction. And it kind of made it not fun for a bit. I wanted to stay low. But we're coming back. And, it's good to see y'all. And I appreciate your love, appreciate your support. And, I understand the concern. And, so appreciate it, though. Now I'm intrigued, ChatGPT trolls. I just got my mobile start link today. June should be a big month. Yeah, June looking like a big month, right? Yep, it's on the show. I mean, dude, you guys can go back, and I'm sure they have date markings now for this stuff, but you guys can go all the way back to the day 12/21 or 12/22 of 2021. December 21st or 22nd, when the news was announced that Ripple was being sued by the SEC. We were here partying with the Blue Crew, the XRP community, because we knew it was a show. And we knew this was a way. I like trying to find positives in the negatives, and especially when the majority of people are negative, I like to really, go in the other direction with the positive. And it's not something I do all the time, but I just had a feeling here that this was more than what it seemed. And it definitely is. Right now that we're ending with such a dramatic conclusion as to corruption being revealed in the SEC's part, and possibly going to be causing a whole shift in the system in general, and shifts in a lot of things in the system. The request for more transparency, right? gdlt, I've had 5 ETH hacked from my wallet. I'm 100% sure it was oh man, that sucks, dude. No way you lost 5 ETH, my man. Yeah, and exactly, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. I'm always wrong. But so yeah, definitely a show, and we're seeing how dramatic this show's getting and how it's getting close to a climax. It seems like who knows how long it's going to continue to go on for. But anyways, circle back to the biggest news of today that I would like to take, guys, is the unleashing of the Ripple CBDC platform. How they are just continuing to level up with who's getting involved with their CBDC platform, and we'll get into that. It's just that's massive, guys. 2 days ago, the Hinman docs. Yesterday, the Matako acquisition, and then today with the unleashing of the CBDC platform. That's big for Ripple. In other news, we got Swift being named as best cross-border payment provider at the MEA Finance 2023 Annual Banking Technology Awards. There were Ripple partners and Ripple embedded payment providers like Volante that were part of this, which is encouraging to see. I think this was interesting, because remember, Swift is using ISO 20022 and is migrating over to the ISO 20022 standard, or has migrated over to the ISO 20022 standard. And we got Swift GPI. We know somehow Ripple or some other platform is involved with what's going on here with Swift. And also, Swift is a gold sponsor. Swift is one of 2 major sponsors of this event. So I think there was a little bit of just putting the cards in their favor to win this event. But I'm not taking too much away from this. We know Swift, has already folded and has decided to try to catch up with this digital financial system or evolution that we're going through here. And it probably is going to end up being something that's still used but interoperable with DLT, and that's all that we care about. is that Swift is using DLT. Coinbase Cloud is running a Chainlink Oracle node to secure smart contracts with real-world data. This was almost expected. Coinbase is definitely heavy supporters of Chainlink. Having had Chainlink on their platform for quite some time now, and getting it being a very well-reviewed asset on their platform, and now seeing just Chainlink continuing to build here, and I think this is great news, because Chainlink, I think, is super undervalued at this price point, considering all the news that we have heard during this bear cycle for Chainlink. We've heard, it being involved with CBDCs, talking with, certain banks, right, being involved. We like what we're seeing built here for Chainlink, and, take it as you will, whatever you think about Coinbase. Good to see Chainlink just, continuing to expand its web of partners, right? Let me see, what else do we got? Oh yeah, BIS talking about the green transition recently, obviously having a Green Swan conference here. That's something that we have to take into account. What are going to be some factors that are eco-friendly reasons, for example, or to initiate a green transition? Isn't it funny? We're having a green transition, an ISO 20022 migration, getting close to the end of the Ripple SEC lawsuit. So many other factors that are being brought up here. We're also having the beginnings of the CBDC tech sprint that we were, very close to keeping our eye very close on, with XPX and Proxima X and Dragonfly FinTech winning. But Ripple, Stellar, and R3 being finalists last time. I do assume they'll probably be finalists again for this G20 tech sprint. And who knows, maybe Ripple ends up winning. They seem to be throwing annual tech sprints. I'm interested to see what other platforms are going to be involved here. Let me catch up with the chat before we go back to Ripple unleashing their CBDC platform and getting into a little bit more specifics on that. This is a good spot here. I'll remember to use this a little bit more. Haters paid to troll you. Truth is banned. No, it was not haters that were banned. It was like a something very personal, man. It was shit that would kind of weird you out. You're worried about the other person's mental health, and just stuff that would freak you out. So yeah, but God bless that person, and but we got to keep doing what we're doing here, and just hopefully they, find something else to pay attention to, and not choose to get angry over or anything. Let me see what else we got going on here. Thoughts on NASDAQ and parts of Asia coming in June? Possible settlement in June. Big month in my opinion. Brian, dude, we still got half of May. We still got the second half of May to go, man. We got a lot of news that's going to probably be coming out. And so far, Ripple, 3 days in a row, Hinman documents, Mataco acquisition for $250 million, guys. That's not small money right there. That is huge, especially considering that Ripple's been already spending so much on this Ripple SEC case, but still hiring, still acquiring, other platforms and firms, still partnering up with other banks, still implementing and releasing new products. Like, this is possibly the biggest company in the digital asset space, and nobody wants to give them their due, or they're intimidated or afraid, right, with what they're doing. So, or there's, spiritual, like crypto spirituality type of stuff, where it's like, I'm just a Bitcoin maxi and I can just never touch this crypto. There's a lot of, it's such an interesting project. It is so divisive. And that's very intriguing to me. I like divisive projects. I like ones where you have very strong opinions on both sides. Yeah, Snip, it probably was, man. Besides QNT, are there any other coins or tokens required to perform network operation? Can you elaborate on that a little further? XRP go greener. Yeah, I mean, XRP, XLM, XDC, right? It looks like the narrative to a green transition highly, highly benefits these, digital asset platforms that are striving or are, carbon neutral, right? Legendary in the house. What's up, Legendary? So with that, let's get back to it. So Ripple teams up with the Hong Kong Monetary Authority for the EHKD pilot program, showcasing a real estate asset tokenization. Real estate for Ripple. Here you go, guys. Real estate asset tokenization solution. Ripple also revealing its new Ripple CBDC platform with XRP ledger functionality. Previously announced pilot program partners and this pilot program or CBDC platform has already been in the works, right? And some of the countries that are, it's not only Hong Kong here and the Hong Kong Monetary Authority. We already had Montenegro on board, Palau, remember with the Palau news that we had. Bhutan will also use the CBDC platform, guys. The level of the countries that are adopting this, they started very small, right? And now we're getting to the HKMA, right? The Hong Kong Monetary Authority. That's huge, right? So then what's going to be the next step up, right? If it's just progressing, I'm not saying the price of, this isn't about price or XRP, but we're seeing momentum here just continuing and stacking, and hate just keeps going further too. Like Ripple just keeps succeeding. Hate for it continues to grow. Exciting times ahead, man. But yeah, that's what's so great about it is the number of countries. There's already more than just the Hong Kong Monetary Authority using the CBDC platform. And that's another crucial thing. Using it and saying XRP ledger functionality is embedded in it. Guys, we are in the time of introducing bridge currencies. And yes, maybe eventually over time, these bridge currencies will be the main currencies for everybody to use. But in the meantime, people are very familiar with using fiat. And if fiat is simply just having a digital transition, people are already familiar with sending dollars through Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, SoFi, whatever, other independent wallet providers or anything like that, right? But they like sending dollars. People commonly agree every time, yeah, I'll accept dollars. Maybe eventually in the future, a majority of people could say, no, I want this specific crypto or this specific token, or give me some airline points instead, or whatever, or give me some stocks and you can instantly transfer it, right? Give me some gaming points, give me this, give me that, right? The internet of value at its fullest. But going into CBDC, and once again, we don't know what the world of CBDC is going to be really like fully. Is fiat still going to be inflationary? Is it going to be deflationary? Is it going to be a fixed amount, right? We're talking about complete overhaul here, right? The global reset, if you will, or the complete shock to the system that makes it have to change. And we're talking about possibly changing what our mindset or on fiat or perspective is on fiat, right? I got a new phone. What's the name of some wallets that my XPX could be on? Sirius, the Sirius wallet, SIRIUS wallet. I think it's like Sirius X wallet. Cool Cat Crypto in the house. What's up, Cool Cat Crypto? Guys, thanks for the 11 viewers, the 10 likes. You guys are amazing. So once again, guys, Ripple unleashing its CBDC platform. Countries already involved with it, past the, what we're seeing here with the collaboration with Hong Kong Monetary Authority. You got Montenegro, Palau, Bhutan, and they'll use those CBDC platform. And we're seeing the umbrella just continuing to grow here for Ripple's, they're tackling so many different use cases, it looks like now. And other countries are already involved at different phases. Like you're already seeing Ripple tapping every single country in the world, and is at different phases in terms of adoption and, growth and business development and so on and so forth. I don't see that. Dude, Ripple is doing all this during an SEC case, right? Just imagine post-SEC case how much how much wider their wings can expand, right? And how much bigger their campaigning and news releases and everything can continue to expand. We're hearing about all this involvement with countries outside of the U.S., right? And people already know about Bank of America's involvement here with Ripple, but we're going to hear more about Bank of America being more vocal about it post SEC case, and you'll see other companies that have had NDAs or certain things like that finally come out from the U.S. Talking about their involvement and using Ripple. But anyways, guys, so yeah, that's the biggest news for me today is the Ripple teams up with the Hong Kong Monetary Authority for EHKD pilot program, showcasing real estate asset tokenization solution. Ripple also revealing its new Ripple CBDC platform. XRP ledger functionality, right? Allows users to mint, manage, transact, and receive or redeem CBDCs and stablecoins. Interested to see what they do for the G20 tech sprint because it does involve CBDCs. I'm interested to see if Ripple wins this next coming G20 tech sprint. We'll see what ends up happening there. Funky Fresh 707 in the chat. By the way, shout out to Funky Fresh. Check out his channel, XRPville. He also has a Twitter line out there. The guy's a G. Appreciate you, man. Yeah. So some other topics we went over: Swift winning a best cross-border payment provider at MEA Finance 2023. Take that as you will. Coinbase Cloud running a Chainlink Oracle node. And then BIS talking about green transition and announcing applications open for the G20 tech sprint, right? So that's some big news. Any cryptos that you guys heard some really big news about, please feel free to share it in the chat. But on that note, guys, I don't... Oh, okay, this guy's parking here. Right on. Alrighty. Awkward. I'm like, dude, I'm talking here. Let me see if I can find some other spot. But yeah, guys, we're seeing some interesting levels of news here, like some big stuff in the past 3 days. Are they going to go 4 for 4 tomorrow and release some big news as well, Ripple? Or is this just been an awesome past 3 days? I'll probably say the latter here. It's been an awesome past 3 days. We're just seeing Ripple not intimidated at all for what's going on here with the SEC Ripple lawsuit. They're letting their team or, whoever's responsible with that take care of it. But they're continuing to shake hands. Oh man, no. Or how to achieve some certain level of mass adoption here. They already know the verdict. They probably have known the verdict for quite some time. Hell, I speculate from day one they already knew they were getting involved in this show. Why else would you be bringing former SEC former SEC representatives or workers onto your advisory board even before the SEC lawsuit even happened? And then literally signaling to the SEC, hey, we're ready to deal with you, by calling them out publicly. We remember that whole campaign of Brad Garlinghouse and his interviews of calling out the SEC for slowing down, innovation in the US. And then next thing you know, the Ripple SEC lawsuit happens, right? So it's all been a show, and we've just been seeing all the steps that takes, and of course it has to end in a dramatic fashion, right? Like it couldn't just be like something like how a Tesla or Amazon ended here in terms of how they settled or worked out with their SEC cases. Like this is such a dramatic shift here, and I don't think it's going to be like some anticlimactic neutral thing that happens here of how this whole SEC Ripple case ends. I think this is going to change a lot of things, right? It will be a shock. And I don't want to speak in absolutes either. I'm open to whatever actually turns out, but it's fun to kind of just like put your ball in one side of the court and see if it ends up happening. But we're entertaining other options, of course, as well. I'm not trying to be so strict, but the way it looks like this has been building from my perspective, it looks like it will be some sort of like shocking news or a big revelation or change, really requiring changes, right? Ledger basically said they can jack our bags if they wanted. Interesting. Did G get abducted? Yeah, they did let us load up for far too long. They definitely know there's a small community of people and who are just going to continue to accumulate no matter what status crypto is in. Maybe that's why there may be a dramatic reset where they collapse the market super hard before the reset, just to really see who has very strong hands. Because not everybody's coming to the future, right? That's a subliminal statement by these people. It's not everyone's coming to the future. Hopefully, it looks like the blue crew is going to be all right, but because we see red, we jump on it like tigers, right? And we take advantage of bear cycles. Bear cycles are accumulation cycles. Bull cycles, do what you will. Some people like to continue hodling and stacking, and that's, hodl it for a long period of time and continue going, go into another bear cycle and be cool with volatility. I like taking profits during bull cycles. Of course, keeping a certain level of bags there, but this is what the accumulation cycle is all about, is so you could take some off the top and still have some lingering around, right? It's all about what decisions Congress makes now, and they will guide guide crypto in the way they most want. I mean, the central banks want crypto to succeed. Central banks want DLT. They want to use DLT. Hell, they're probably responsible for creating the damn technology to begin with, right? So as long as they want it to succeed, all their puppets underneath them, the government, right, will do whatever is necessary, whatever show that their puppet master wants them to do. Like probably Brad Garlinghouse, maybe initially at first he's like, well, don't you think that's like a little dramatic for us to have to like really go through, have to deal with the SEC in such a way? Like, don't we already like work within their guidelines and already are like and have been regulatory compliant this whole time? Yes, but we need you to do one sort of thing that is like kind of a kind of uncertain and is going to require regulatory change. Oh, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. So we'll make it dramatic then. We'll make it a dramatic showcase. We'll do whatever you want, customers, central banks. So, but hey, the show, it will go on even after the Ripple and SEC lawsuit. But hey, man, I can't wait to get past this phase of what's been going on. It's been a hell of a watch, but when I'm not emotionally attached to it, I'm emotionally attached to it in that I want it to be over and just like, yes, we get that this is a show. Let's just like, get to the end already and, but I'm trying to learn how to enjoy the journey here. And, that's why we like to talk about all these steps that are happening during this here. But yeah, that's like the level of emotional attachment I have to this. I'm not getting involved in like hating specific players in this, in what's going on here, because they're all puppets, all of them, right? What I want to do good with my XRP, because at the end of the day, if this is going to be one of the chosen assets, along with like possibly XLM, XDC, and others, I want that financial freedom so I can do good within my community, start small and, kind of spread out from there. But I'm not sure if this is ultimate, like, I'm not sure, being digitized and value being digitized is ultimately a great thing. Because people say, oh, you really own your value and you're your own bank and it's power to the people. Is like, is it really like when it's digital, right? Like, is it really power to you? Like, yes, it's backed up on the blockchain and you can verify it and say, hey, this is my money and it belongs to me and everything. But it's like, it's not really in your, full control, if you will. And maybe that's going to change when they have like everything that is physical backed up digitally by something. Yep, exactly. Cat is out of the bag. We know what's going to happen. We just don't know when. And hey, we got a Fed now, releasing in July. So we got a lot of things that are coming here, right, down the line. And somebody was talking about June being a big month earlier in this chat. Once again, guys, thanks for the 14 likes, the 11 viewers. You guys are amazing. Shout out to the Blue Crew. I still think a lot of cryptos are looking like really good values here. Obviously, XRP under 50 cents, XLM under 10 cents, XDC, you name it. Any type of crypto is probably right now just like, unless it's gone up 1,000% in the past week or 100% in the past week or whatever. We don't like chasing pumps. I'm sure there's some really good red opportunities out there. I mean, you guys know me. I love my XRP, XLM, SHX trio there. I've just been stacking on that in anticipation of us getting pretty close to settle it. And it could be end of the year when that happens, or mid 2024, whenever. We just know how long there's we're starting to reach the end of the road here, and unless there's like a big turn we didn't know about and keeps delaying this thing further. And if that's the case, well, at least we're getting closer to a bull cycle, right? That's the positive that I could take. If this somehow keeps dragging on out and regulatory clarity still doesn't come within this year or going into next year, then I'm sure we'll have at least like some speculative bull cycle good times again, It's always next month. Just flip the effing switch. I mean, the single digit number, Brad Garlinghouse once said, right? Oh, or, continued regulation happens over the summer. So many events. This can happen, guys. Like, that's another thing. Let's not forget about like maybe some major global catalysts happening within the next 2 years or in the next year and a half or so that once again changes our life or becomes the a global conscious topic, right? I mean, we hope that stuff like that doesn't happen, but media is going to find something to scare people about, right? Am I the only one who thinks we need to bring our carbon footprints down? I'm glad to see you out walking again, G. Do your part. Oh, dude, I mean, since my car accident, I don't have a car, so I've been using Ubers and bus for a good while, man. And I've actually liked it. It gives you more time to think. You don't have to pay so much attention to what's going on with the road and, around you. And I like to, write down ideas or things like that. So it's kind of cool. I mean, it also sucks having to put so much, have so much dependence on these things. Like I miss the bus sometimes, or the bus runs an hour late, things like that, and it kind of affects your lifestyle. But hey, man, we keep going through it with the grind and keep stacking digital assets and keep trying to build the future we want here, or the life that we want here, Wait till you get a taste of the 15-minute freedom cities. Talking globally, we only have one planet. Wait till you get a taste of 15-minute freedom cities. Am I the only one who thinks we need to bring our carbon footprint down? Yeah. I mean, yes, we probably do need to bring our carbon footprint down, but at the same time, the Earth is going to outlast us anyway, right? The Earth is... I'm not worried about, I'm worried about human life on Earth for sure. And maybe that's the reason for the green energy transition. It's more so because we're just, scared of what can happen to each other from it. But Earth is just going to keep doing what it's doing regardless. We're like just little ants on this planet Earth. Maybe even smaller than that. Yeah, there you go. Cool Cat Crypto. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously an agenda to just keep, because they want to make sure that they have, it's like, but it's good for the planet. It's good for the people. How can you not want to be involved? Wow, you are, and then they start labeling you, and, then your voice seems insignificant, or perspective seems insignificant, right? Because they're so passionately, we do it for future generations. We do it for the children, right? That's their thing. It's always doing everything and using the children as an excuse, because how can you be against that? How can you be against it, right? They tried to assassinate Genie, too elusive. Yeah, think about the kids. Think about the kids. Right? That's how you can sway anybody's decision. And of course, if you're a good enough persuader, right? Or persuasive enough, I mean. Yeah, but the kids, this benefits the kids tremendously. This is why we have to do it. This is why we have to make all payments digital. Think about the kids. Don't you want their identities to just be backed up on the blockchain? China, and then of course, with the I need it now generation, right? Like everything in I want it, I need it now. This has been a big time era of that with our technology, and why we have have had such a big relationship with our technology is that it keeps making things easier for us. And sometimes there's good technology that makes life easier, and sometimes there's bad technology that maybe isn't so good, right? It's interesting to see what this technology, DLT, and how it's going to change the world. And this whole internet of value, guys. I mean, we are getting close to the end of an era, the traditional financial system era, and then seeing the beginnings. I mean, the beginning of this digital adoption's already begun, in the past decade or so. And now with the launch of ISO 20022 continuing, continuing to see the growth and development of adoption. But anyways, guys, I almost choked on my chocolate. Sup, G? What's up, full of XRP? Good to see you. Oh yeah, and we still have that as a narrative, right? The revelation of who Satoshi Nakamoto is, right? Like, how's that gonna end, right? Are we ever gonna find out who Satoshi Nakamoto is? That's great, and there is a possibility that news could be revealed, right? GDLT coin is going to change the world. Oh, I'm worried about everything. Yeah, poor air quality, right? Oh yeah, no, poor air quality. Maybe the increase of natural disasters. A lot of things are going to change or continue to change, and some big changes are coming, that's for sure. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Another good one, guys. 3 days in a row, really great positive news for Ripple here. What we heard coming from the Ripple case, that update, the Matako, I think it's Matako, acquisition for $250 million, and now the unleashing of the CBDC platform, Ripple working with the Hong Kong Monetary Authority. This is just really good news, great momentum building, and confidence, the balls being showed by Ripple. Tremendous. But anyways, guys, much love to the Blue Crew, the Green Giants. Always grateful. Thank you, BTC community, XRP community, DLT community, crypto communities, Blue Crew, and all the communities out there. The future is distributed ledger technology, and the future is bright. Our future is bright, and we keep it crypto here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Much love. Adios.